What's going on, y'all? Corpus Christi Originals back at it again. Today we're going to focusing on the Corpus Christi hip hop scene. Real quick shout out to the Scare Investigations Texas for helping to support the channel. Also, Almighty Public Zoo for supporting the channel, supporting this podcast. Today we got Almighty Public Zoo, a few the crew members from there. We got Indiana, Jonathan, and Isaac. Want to introduce yourselves, fellas?
How you doing? My name is Indiana Walking Stick, born and raised here in Corpus Christi, Texas. Been in public zoo since the 90s. Well, before it was public zoo, but we'll get to talking about that in a minute.
Yeah, what's up, man? I'm John81, or Jonathan. What I've been called worse. It's okay. Just like Indy, I've been in public zoo since the inception of it, since before. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here, ready to talk about it.
My name is Isaac Sanchez, newest member of Public Zoo. I'm a b-boy, and yeah, man, happy to be here. Happy to be back, man.
Yeah, thank you for having us today. Really appreciate that.
Cool.
First time in the studio, man. It's dope.
What do y'all think about it? What do y'all think about it so far?
This is
I like the woodwork. I like the
This
woodwork.
is a very legit
nice.
plate.
Yeah.
Very
Very
beautiful.
legit. I feel like I should have took my shoes off coming in.
You didn't take your shoes off? No, I'm kidding.
You didn't take it? No, what?
So this is not all of y'all, right? Off to the side, we got Joe, also another crew member from the public
Joe
zoo.
Beasy off to the side.
So how many members are there, or
Like 15.
We can't officially
I
get that
think
out.
we don't
No,
have
I'm just
it.
kidding.
The thing is, there's a lot of us. It's just a majority of us are well into it, playing our part for as much as we can. But there are also people behind the scenes that are public zoo that a lot of people don't ever really see. I mean, you'll see them out, but you won't even really know that they're public zoo. They're not sitting there, oh, we're public zoo, but they are putting in a lot of work in areas where you're not seeing it. So
that's
it's
interesting?
it. We've got a clockwork system, and it's a lot of people that actually contribute and help out with it. So
That's
it's a good
cool.
thing, man.
That's
It's
cool.
wild.
So like some what do they do to contribute? Like you say, contribute. Like
Yeah, well, we got people who like we specifically have guys who do certain things like trying to find venues, coming up with ideas for new events, just overall anything that we can get as far as mandating you're going to do this, you're going to do that. I mean, that's usually how it goes. And these people, like I said, they call the venues, hey, what do you got going on this date? We got this coming up. Okay, oh, you booked? Okay, boom, boom. So they're trying to find venues. We got other guys who are actually trying to plot the venues out, and then we got guys who are out there trying to get sponsorships for it, trying to get everything going. So everybody plays their part, and that's the really good thing about it that I like is because
that's cool.
there's not one person who's just
Justin
specifically.
Marley does a lot
Yeah,
behind the
yeah.
scenes, too.
Marlena does a lot for us as well. Yes, Joe Brock does a lot for us as well. I mean, there's like I said, there's a bunch of people behind the scenes that a lot of people don't really see that really play a big part of this.
And a lot of cats outside of Corpus, too.
Yeah, we
Robot,
have
Houston,
Clements,
and-
Evolve, Mike Melt. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of guys that nobody really sees, but they're still playing their part as best they can. So
That's awesome. What's going on in the chat, you guys? El Vago, what's going on in Facebook? So you guys, so I guess we'll start at the origins of the public zoo. You two guys are buddies to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Or y'all were in a Confusion Kru, right?
Yeah. So the way we met was through graffiti. So when I moved to Corpus, I was like doodling on some paper and like in class when I should have been paying attention. But so the teacher saw it, turned it into the principal or the dean or whatever, and they thought I was doing graffiti under another name. Can I say the name?
you good?
Okay. So this guy used to graffiti write porn star. I don't know. But
Damn, we're not even 5 minutes in. And that's coming out.
and so they thought I was the one scribbling porn star all over the walls and the lockers and whatnot. And I had just moved here.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
just come from Seattle.
and I just like checked in the car. I've been in the car for like 2 weeks maybe. Like I don't know. I got like one friend and like I'm not even sure that guy's actually a friend or not.
That's a good move, though. Blame the new guys.
Yeah,
Let us take
it was
the-
slick. It was
So like they
slick.
were like talking about expelling me already and all this stuff. It was crazy. I was like, I swear to God, it's not me. And like nobody's believing me, man. It's like this is crazy. And then I ended up befriending this guy, Robert Peterson. And everyone called him Black Rob or Robbie Rob. And I started like sharing this story with him. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's the homeboy Indiana. and to this point in my life, I never met anyone named Indiana.
No, well,
Right? And then Indiana Walking Stick. Like that's not a real name. Bro.
is that really your last
Yeah,
name?
it's
bro?
my real name.
Wow.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, oh, that's crazy.
No,
for real.
I thought that shit was fake. Like just like you're saying,
Yeah,
like, nobody
sure.
names their kid fucking.
Yeah. My mom was in love with Harrison Ford.
So then I end up meeting him that way, and then I didn't like him initially, and then we ended up obviously becoming friends
Cool.
through a series of events, and yeah, we just been like kicking it, and then we were both breakdancing at the time, and
Yeah, he approaches me like, "Hey, you porn star? Hey man, quit writing in the bathrooms and stuff. I'm getting in trouble, man." I'm like, okay.
man, I was mad. I was trying to get a scholarship, man. Like the NBA won't call me back.
Oh, you were playing basketball at the time?
No, yeah. Since then, we've been best friends, man. It's hilarious how we met, but it's ever since then though. It's been good. I think. I mean,
He's all right, man. No, then we were like breakdancing together. And then at that time, this is the late '90s. I don't know, like '98 maybe or '97, '98. I don't forget what year it was. And there was like a ton of breakdance crews in Corpus Christi, like a lot. Like it was super popular. Like I was talking about this last night or the other night. Like even schools had breakdancing teams. So we there was like Carroll, the high school we went to, had a breakdancing team that we were on, and King had one, Miller had one.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was like it was a big deal back
I was
then.
gonna say shout out Robo Josh for still having the trophy from
I still
from
got
high
my
school.
trophy.
You have yours too?
Yep.
I don't have.
Yeah, and we got trophies from the school, and it was pretty awesome.
Letterman's, that'd been
And,
dope.
So it was like it was a really big deal. But then like we ended up joining this group called Konfusion Kru.
Well, it was originally Hip Hop Kids, and it was a bunch of guys. It's still the homies. Daniel, Bobby, Hob, Squints, Baralio, me, you, Mike Bustos, R.I.P. Mike Medina. There was a bunch of guys, and it was literally just a breakdancing crew. We had some graffiti artists, and we were doing graffiti at the time, and it literally took from that. We're hip hop kids, and I think our colors were orange and blue.
Yep.
Right?
Wow.
Orange and blue, and it went from hip hop kids, and we did that for a couple years, and then what he's talking about from 97, 98, we started transitioning from hip hop kids to all star b boys, and then all star b boys we kind of cut ties with some of our friends. They weren't into it as much as we were at this point. We were kind of invested into it. We liked breakdancing. We were practicing. We were traveling, doing what we could, and the other guys just weren't really into it anymore. So we kind of broke off from that, and that's kind of where Public Zoo started with me, John, the two brothers Medina, which are Matt and Audie.
That was
And-
after Confusion Crew?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
right
then
after.
because it went from hip
So
hop.
how long did
All-Star
Confusion
B-Boys.
like last?
Confusion lasted
What
for
was-
a couple
what was
of years,
that?
man. It was
three or 5 years.
yeah, 3 to 5 years, and
And that
like I
was
said,
doing,
then
that was
after
doing the
that-
Corpus circuit, like
yeah,
battling
that's
everybody
the
here.
Corpus circuit, and then like I said, after that, it was just kind of a loss of interest for some of the guys that were
I feel
doing
like
it.
that story in itself though is like that's I don't know, like the so common in like hip hop in general.
Oh yeah, for
Like,
sure. I
what's
mean,
that?
people grow up.
Crew
Like,
break?
yeah, like certain members of a crew being more dedicated than others, especially in breaking. You see that shit all the time. And then, there's a falling out, or the two that are more dedicated go battle with other crews that are more dedicated.
Yeah.
And they, or they get to the next level of skill and they go and start battling with other cats.
Right.
And the guys that aren't as into it or aren't as skilled, they kind of, they stay back and they do the local thing, and sometimes they either fizzle out or they'll stay in their little circle. And that's what keeps the drama going and breaking.
What's the break scene like now? Like, is it
In
still-
Corpus or
just in general in Corpus? What I mean,
well, the Indy's gonna talk about it a little bit,
because it
but
seems like hip hop has gone a long way since its start. Like, I guess I want to say in like New York or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about hip hop in general.
well, it's globally. I mean, the hip hop scene in general is huge. The breaking scene, I think we talked about this on the episode I was on, but Texas has a pretty big breaking scene, like as a pretty big hip hop scene, but as a whole, like Texas b-boys are the best in the world. Like there's no convincing me otherwise. I've been around.
I
Yeah,
completely
like-
agree with that. I
And
do.
they were a part of that generation where those Texas b-boys were establishing those names and those reputations. I came in a little bit after, and I'm more of a fan now, But even now, like we're still. I mean, one of the dudes in the Olympic squad was from Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like that tells you a lot. And he's he's a dope b-boy, but he's one of a bunch that are all at that level, you know. So,
That's pretty cool.
but yeah, I
So
mean,
t-
they were kind of on the forefront of that.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That's what
Yeah,
we're trying.
with
That's what I
those-
was saying
yeah.
earlier when I was talking with you in the truck. It's like we didn't have the internet, so when we saw people when we went out of town and we saw people like when we first saw Ninja, like ridiculous.
Shut
Like we seeing something just completely different. And then I was telling Isaac, like back then when we were dancing, like Texas had just started to kick it up a notch. They took it to another level and doing air flares, one-handed air chair poses. I mean, just
Style,
creating
everything.
different styles that nobody else was seeing.
do you
And
feel
I
like
think-
do you feel like they had to like, okay, we gotta up our
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
okay.
They knew what they were doing because they literally had the format and the blueprint for it. I don't know how it came about or how Texas just everybody got it at once. It was so crazy because I think what it was is there were so many people competing that you had no choice but to get better. If you didn't get better, you were out
Yeah.
off to the side. You
I don't
weren't
know
anybody.
if it was like this when y'all were like in those years, but for me traveling the Texas scene, like every city, like we're so spread apart. Like
Yeah.
every city is like a state here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Dallas is 8 hours away, and Dallas has their own like culture
Yeah.
of breaking
Oh, yeah.
and their own style, blueprint of b-boys that are
Mhm.
at a high level. Houston, you know,
Yeah. Everybody
San
had their, like,
Antonio,
top
they're all more
tier.
like dancing based, you know, with some old school power heads, you know, sprinkled in there. Austin, it's a melting pot.
Oh yeah.
What a, you know,
That's very
but
true.
yeah, well, it was like that back then too, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was. I mean, the way we ever had any kind of communication with anybody else out of our city was, I think we had a forum. I think it was a break
It was on a
check.com.
freestyle session.
It was like freestyle session. I think bboy.com and breakcheck.com.
Cool.
They had these
Never
little
heard of Break
like
Check.
little chats, like just chats, like basically like a room, like the
Yeah,
I
chat
heard of
room.
them. That's where
message
people used to
board.
go
Yeah.
talk shit, right?
Yeah, so yeah, that's how young you are, guys. Yeah, chat room. What is this? You know what it was? You know what it was? There was the original Call of Duty lobby. That's really what it is.
Oh yeah, because you could make up fake names.
You could do whatever. Yeah, you could make a fake
Go in there and
name,
start
and then
talking
everybody's
crazy.
just talking crazy. Oh, well, what's up? I'll battle you in San Antonio. I'll battle you over here. We'll show up. Da, 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 da. Next thing you know, people were showing up to battle each other, and that's just how it was. But even before that, like when we were just dancing and stuff, like even in the city when we first started and it was big, like how many crews were there? There was a bunch of crews.
There was a
There
lot. There was like
There
across
was
the bridge.
Playboys. The Playboys was across
Yeah.
the bridge. Fucking BIC. Fucking us.
There was cruising Kingsville.
Cruising Kingsville.
Shout out to
I mean,
Flipside Rotten.
there was a bunch of different crews,
Yeah,
and
there was a lot.
it was always something going on the weekend where somebody was gonna
So,
battle somebody.
like, So this is like all before social media. You could go to like the mall on a Saturday afternoon,
oh yeah,
and there would be battles at the
Yeah.
mall.
At the mall.
In the
yeah,
mall.
like it was like on site.
yeah. It was weird. We were very dedicated back then.
Yeah, and
You see somebody walk. It was like the movies. You see somebody walking across.
yeah, it was.
What's up?
So you remember where the Chick-fil-A used to be,
Oh,
like
you know what I'm saying?
downstairs? Then there's that hallway.
Yeah.
We would break dance right there. And we would
It's
eventually get
it's what is
kicked
it? It's Lululemon now in the mall.
out. And then so that would be the spot. And then we would go to Quinceañeras on Saturday nights, and like don't even know.
Yeah, don't even know whose party
Don't
it is,
even
but
know what
they got a nice dance
Turn
floor,
it
so
up
we're
in
gonna go
there.
over there and
We
go
would go
dance.
for that, and we would just go, be like, "Oh, there's these b-boys over here." And
Was there ever like a fist fight?
No, that was the cool thing about it.
Yeah.
is like it was genuine. Like we were
respect. There's a
battling,
respect there.
to battle. It wasn't a like I'm gonna fuck you up. You know, it was just a I'm
There's always a lot of
gonna
crap-
get
there's
you
a lot
on.
of crap
You know,
talking, but there was
yeah, never came to
Never.
fisticuffs. I mean, rapping a little different, but breaking no, we didn't with no drama like
that
that.
got there.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna
It's
say.
not, I mean, it's rare though, but yeah.
No, I mean it happens
Yeah.
for sure. There's sometimes people just can't control emotion and they get a little upset and stuff. So that's natural. But for the most part, it was always fairly clean. Everybody just
So
danced
that
and
so
that
that
was
was
it.
back in the day, chat forums. So how do y'all get it now? Like, I mean,
Dude,
there's
I'll tell you what, it
far as
took me a
social media
while
goes.
to like social media. I didn't like social media. I still don't even really get on social media. I mean, I'll get on and I'll advertise certain stuff, but I really don't post my life on social media. The difference now though is it's gotten everybody, I think like what Ronnie was talking about earlier on that podcast you're listening to. It's become more of it's more friendly now. Everybody's friendly. It's not so cutthroat and so ruthless as it was. It's more of everybody can communicate, so everybody's friends with each other. Like they go to battle and stuff. When they go to battle or something, it's more of a, hey, let's shake hands first. You know, we're good. Hey, good luck. When back in the day, it was a, what's up? Let's go.
That I can see.
Like it was more cutthroat, but social media has definitely helped it though. I mean, look where it's gotten with Red Bull. I mean, it's got breakdancing into the Olympics.
Do you think it influenced breakdancing being in the Olympics, social media and stuff like that?
Yes, I think what happened with the Olympics wasn't
especially now because they monetized it.
Yeah, it was watered down very much. I think I didn't like the representation of it, but it was awesome that it was there. But it's just the way it was portrayed and seen. Everybody kind of just got the bad end of the stick, I think, visually for it.
You talking about the Olympics?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I think they
He wants
rushed
to
it
talk
in there.
about Ray Gun. He just don't want to say it.
Shout out Ray Gun, I love you. But no, yeah,
I was hoping we wouldn't, but you know.
yeah. But no, yeah, definitely the influence of social media has definitely fire started everything. I mean, it's even graffiti, rapping, DJing, everything has gotten its best foot forward because of social media now too. So.
Just for my own, because I've never asked y'all this, but when y'all two were traveling, was that under Confusion or was that under early Public Zoo days?
Oh, we did trips with Confusion.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we also did trips with Edgison's Public Zoo too.
Did you? So y'all battled in breaking under Public Zoo? Dang, okay.
Yeah.
See, I thought all that was y'all's Confusion years and then Public Zoo kind of transition.
No,
I know what it is.
One time there used to be an event in Chicago called City versus City.
Yeah.
And me and this dude went, and we talked about going, but we never had a plan to go. And then the day came for us to leave, and we just woke up.
Yeah,
and we just went.
We drove straight to Chicago.
Yep.
Hip hop right there.
Straight to Chicago,
Yeah,
nonstop.
nonstop, all the way.
In what kind of vehicle were y'all?
It was my stepmom. The old Dayton.
With no like GPS or anything?
No, we didn't know.
Yes. I printed off the
Oh my
map
God,
list.
yes.
I printed off the map list. That's how long ago.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we stayed up and we were
So you weren't like with the big map in it, you're like
No, I was
No, it was the sheet, like sheet of paper.
Map, the map question printed out.
So you had to staple that motherfucker so the sheets wouldn't
It's
get
a
mixed
two-man
up. You know what I'm saying?
operation.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it was me, him, and Kevin Mack. Kevin Mack went with us.
Kevin
up
Mack
there.
that's right. Kevin Mack, this
Yep.
other guy we sang out with. And then I remember we were driving up there and we had stopped at a store. And I remember this guy bought like these like trucker pills to like stay awake,
Yeah.
like, the Hornet pills or whatever.
Yeah,
and he, like,
the yellow
popped
jacket.
open and like took them. And like we're driving and like I'm in the passenger seat and I go to sleep for a little bit and I wake up and I look at him and he's like,
I'm like driving slow.
I wake up and I'm like, why are we going so slow? Like we're on the open interstate highway doing like 30 miles an hour. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I just look, he's like staring. He's like, you see that up there, bro? I'm like,
I've been driving for a while. I've been driving for a while. I was lit. Kevin Mack's like in the back seat, completely laid out, asleep. John's in the front. He's napping. So we get to this point where it's like a straightaway. Like it's like so many miles, and you don't have to make any turns. So he's like, I'm gonna take a nap. I was like, go ahead, man. Cool. And I'm already chock full of these damn pills, and I'm literally like,
gas station dick pills.
and I'm just like, oh shit. Hey, do you see that up there? And he's like, see what, man? I was like, the lights up there, man. The lights up there. He's like, man, there ain't no, man, pull over, man. God damn. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
Making me nervous.
man.
bro, and then we finally get to Chicago and the guy gets us lost in Chicago. And we don't have like GPS on our
Yeah,
phone.
we haven't. Yeah, this is the era of no
Yeah,
GPS,
we're just driving
no
around in
internet
Chicago.
on your
I don't
phone.
know where to go.
I don't even think we're cell phones at that point. Did we have cell phones?
I think we had a cell phone, but it wasn't.
They didn't have
It was a little cell phone you play Snake on.
Yeah, like the
Nokia.
Nokia 1520i or whatever.
Yeah. And then we got there, we went to the event, and it was like so the city versus city. I don't know if they still do it or not, but basically whatever
they do.
city you
Legendary
come
battle.
from,
Yeah.
that's basically what who you're representing. And so
I think Texas, we had enough b-boys from different parts of Texas that we all just teamed up together as Team Texas.
What year was that? I'm gonna go try and find that bad. That's dope.
Actually, you know, if you find, I think it was City versus City 3 or something.
Was that when like Angelo went out there?
Yeah, that's when we
Dude,
were with
clips
Angelo, Recon,
Some
what's
jive
Santos,
jive turkeys,
and,
right? There's
Yeah,
a few of them out there.
all those B-Boy City guys.
yeah.
But
Romeo and all them.
so that was a fun trip. But yeah, we used to go on trips all the time.
It was funny because everybody just assumed that since you were from Texas, you were just remarkably dope.
They
It
still
didn't
do.
even matter. You didn't
Oh,
have to
wow.
dance. They were just like,
That kind of
dude,
reputation.
how do you? Yeah, well, at this point, the guys who were doing power and like doing new tricks and stuff that nobody had seen before were from Texas. So when they were out there, they're like, "Oh, y'all from Texas? Oh shit!" I think you told somebody. They asked you, how do y'all train? Or anything? He's like, "Oh, we drink beer. Or we brush our teeth with beer and drink grape Kool-Aid all day." And I was like, and they were just like, "Oh, really? Oh shit!"
That's what them Texans
Yeah, dude, we were messing with people. They were like, "Hey, y'all have tumbleweeds?"
Hey, bro, I
and shit?"
wouldn't
We're
put it
bro,
past
how
a
we
few
still
Texas
ride
people,
horses
you know
out
what I'm
there?
saying?
Like,
Bro, I got a pet armadillo at home.
yeah, they were eating it up. They were like, "Yeah, like that's cool." And like, I was like, for real, bro. Like, I mean, they still do shootouts in the daytime at noon. Bro. I mean, 10 pace steps, turn and shoot, bro. And they're
I
like,
do my killing.
in some counties.
but once again, there's no internet, so they literally they've taken from whatever Western movie they've seen about Texas
Wow.
or whatever. And this is when was this? 2000, 2001?
2002, 2001.
Yeah, and so at
That's
this
when they
point
used to
back
do
then,
those,
there's
man.
no internet still, like I'm saying. So it's just hilarious because you're telling people certain things like, "Yeah, we got big ass tumbleweeds. There's dirt in the road," and you're being satire as hell, and just, and they're just still like, "Fuck,
They're
y'all
talking with
really
like a southern
shooting
drawl.
people at high noon, bro." Like, sure are, man. Every day.
Hey, but I'll
bro.
tell you something that did happen. And this is how I knew we were in Chicago. We went to the McDonald's and had a metal detector.
Oh yeah,
Just to go
walk
inside
into
the
the
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Yeah,
And I remember sitting there thinking like, oh, that's pretty nice. Like, but it's the people who couldn't get in that you got to worry about who
Yeah.
are still outside.
that's wild.
Yeah, I'm like, and they're gonna like rob us for some cheeseburgers.
Oh yeah, that's nuts.
What are some of the lessons y'all learned from the early days?
Oh,
Oh,
oof. Where do I start? Don't take any wooden nickels right off the bat. No,
wisdom for you right there.
I think the thing that I've learned is go for what you want to do. Continue doing what you want to do. I think I stopped breakdancing, and I think I didn't want to, because even still now I still try and breakdance. I'll just do stuff out of random areas and times, but I think if I could go back, I wouldn't stop breakdancing. I think I would have continued doing it, and I think it could have been fun still at my age of 43.
I think so.
I don't
They got
know.
over 40 battles now, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
They got over
35 right
40
now. My
battles
running
and shit.
joke is that like I got 5 years to train for the over 40
Hell
battles.
Hey,
bro.
that's what I'm saying.
But you know what's funny is like all that generation, those Angelos and all them, they're battling in that. So like the competition just went to that. Like it's still at a freaking high
Yeah.
level. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, you know,
It's cool, bro. It's like your life. Like you like doing stuff. You just you continue doing.
Yeah,
it.
that's the thing about it. I think that's the thing was with us is like we just genuinely love doing this. We love it. Like I think we've had a bunch of people with us, but some of them have gone. Like some people, there's a lot of people who have come and gone with us as far as friendships or as far as just in general being a part of us, but then leaving to like Hawaii or going like our buddy Hob lives in Hawaii. He used to be part of the original crew, and he's still one of our good friends, still one of my best friends that I talk to still too. And but he's no longer part of it. He doesn't want to do that. He's got his own thing. He's got a spice company.
Cool.
And
That's a weird way to say OnlyFans.
but yeah, but no, but like I was saying, like it's something like it's instilled in me. I love doing this. I'm not gonna stop rapping or stop doing anything like that anytime soon. And I think that's really what it is. It's just you have to have a fire for this. And I think everybody right here has a fire for it. And everybody that's still part of the crew has a fire for it. And
to kind of like touch on your question, like I know it was kind of directed to them, but one thing I've always related to John specifically about is the marketing aspect that I've learned from like traveling.
Yeah.
You know, there's, even though I come from the generation that did have like the social media and
Yeah.
you know, we just use that as ways to make connections. So it was easier to get to those people so I could go back to that spot. But when my brother and I were traveling, we were broke. We had like no money. We'd pay our rent, and then it was off to the next battle. And who you knew was the difference between how comfortable you were going to be out there. And to be honest, like that's business, you know what I mean? Like those are business relationships. Like recently, I had went to Nashville for like a wedding like a year ago, and anytime my wife has this rule, like side note, anytime I travel with the wife, she's like, hey, you get one day, go do your b-boy thing. And I'll go and I'll hit up like every social media. Who knows b-boys in Seattle? Who knows b-boys in Tennessee or Nashville? And I had made some connections out in Nashville. Well, I went for a business trip back in October, and one of the guys who I had sessioned with teaches at a studio, and he's like, yo, you teach? I was like, yeah. He's like, come, he's like, you're gonna be in time for the week on Wednesday or Thursday, come teach our advanced class. And I got to go do a guest like spot, but that right there is something I learned from the days where we were going out there with no money. You know what I mean? Hey, meet everybody. You know what I mean? Like when it's battle time, that's different. But outside of that, you're making connections. And I mean, just to bring it full circle, like there's been a ton of times where I've been out in a random city and people ask where I'm from, and I'm like Corpus, and they're like, oh, you know John? Yeah, I know
Cool.
John. He's like, oh, that's the homie. He used to come through here back in the early 2000s.
Wow, it's amazing.
I thought this fool was gonna say my wife's got this rule when we go to weddings: don't embarrass me with that breakdancing shit.
I'm like the last person to dance like that at a wedding, man. I'm 35. It's hard to get going. I can't just bust out like Indy was getting down here. I'm like, bro, I gotta stretch. I need to warm up. I got to do calisthenics before.
I'm a big dude, but I move, baby.
Hey, shout out to Joe Brock for sending the stars on Facebook. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that, Joe. Yeah, I touch on that often on the podcast, networking, how important that is in any industry, bro. Like,
Definitely.
yeah, just talking to people and stuff like that. So you guys have been for the last 20 plus years,
Yes.
a public zoo. How has the public zoo evolved in terms of music style and community involvement?
So Public Zoo started as just a breakdance crew, with like what Indy was talking about earlier. And then like with Konfusion Kru, some of the core members moved away to Dallas and Colorado or something. But what had happened was we had an older guy that was in Public Zoo. His name was Chris. And I was talking about this guy before. He's kind of like a mythical creature. Like there's only a handful of people who know who he is, because he's like completely off the grid. But his real name is Chris Tucker, just like fucking Smokey. But that was like a real name. But he's an older guy, and he went by Dirty Rex. And so he and I were living together, and it was his idea to like want to like evolve Public Zoo into something. So we lived together in this house on the street called Bahamas, and so we referred to the house as Bahamas.
As the Bahamas.
And so like, yo, we're kicking it at the Bahamas.
We're gonna go to the
Come through.
The Bahamas.
Yeah, it just sounds cool, like especially if a stranger overhears it. Like, oh, man, you gotta go to the Bahamas. That's crazy. That's cool. Yeah, and we're bringing everybody with us. And so what had happened was a lot of people would start hanging out at this house. And then our friend Worm, it was his idea to like, oh, we should like form this like super hip hop group of guys.
That's cool.
Because we're always together anyways, and then like some like graffiti writers and a couple skaters, and we had a roommate too, Rez, R-E-Z, Rez, and I used to call him the Resonator. But he was
Riz.
No, I call him Resonator. I know his name is Riz, but I call him Resonator. Anyways, but he's still the homie.
Yeah.
And so anyways, so he was in a band and he had a drum kit set up, and he used to play beats. And so yeah, and then it was Rex's idea to like evolve Public Zoo into like an event group, because he worked at Stingers. This is how long ago it was.
Yeah.
Back when Stingers. Yeah, back when Stingers was the place. I don't know how Dirty Rex got his name. I honestly thought his name was Rex for a long time. And that's the weird thing about everybody in Public Zoo. Everyone but Isaac's got this weird nickname.
Damn. It's time, bro.
It's time.
And so
you're right though.
it was Rex's idea in his organization, because he had just got out of the Marine Corps at that time. And so he was still he still had that mindset, I suppose. And it was his idea to evolve us into a collective hip hop group.
Wow.
That's conformed of b-boys and skaters and graffiti writers. And I think what I really liked about it, because the internet was starting to become new, like Facebook, like people have Facebook accounts. MySpace was that's what it was. MySpace was real big.
And Photo Bucket.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah.
And then so that was like a big deal. And so what we started like just like collecting people who we felt like were like us, because we weren't like into the Jordans and the bling bling and the tall tees. But don't get me wrong, I like fucking all that fancy shit too, but it wasn't who we were.
It's a culture that
we were just like, you couldn't tell if we were like homeless, you couldn't tell if we were skaters, you couldn't tell if we worked at the mall. Like that's what I liked the most about us, and we just started attracting more people that way and meeting different people, and that's
yeah, because I think at that point, that's when we started to do shows. I think at like Honeybee Hams. And,
and we were at Honeybee Hams.
What else?
What were some of those shows? Like, what were y'all doing early on?
Oh, they were just like little shows for us.
Yeah, they were literally like
hip-hop events, or
well, not even like really hip hop events. There was a like, I think it evolved from us talking about it and making a super group into actually we had connections in different places to talk to people. And I think DJ Yosef, he was his, I think, yeah, Yos, I think his family owns Honeybee Hams. So he was a homie back in the day, because we used to go to these raves and break dance. We'd go out to the little
be like the only place that we could go to.
We'd go and dance.
Would y'all dance to the rave?
Yeah, I mean, they would play like house music and stuff like that. So yeah, we jam.
Yeah, they were like the only group of people who were like, because we would try to break dance at Stingers or something. They can't break dance at Stingers back then. I mean,
but we'd go to these raves or anything, or they used to even I think it was like VIP 2 or the Honoville or something. They would have it on Sundays, like they would have like dance music. So we'd go out there and mess around. But anyways, back to it though. I got sidetracked. Yeah, we started doing shows at Honeybee Hams. Like they would shut down after hours, and DJ Yosef would go set up a sound system, and we would invite people to just like basically come hang out, and we'd rap a little bit. But for the most part, that's how it started. We just literally had these little get-togethers,
these little jams.
Yeah, and then from there it just snowballed.
I think one of the first events, I think not Dose. I see Dose on the screen. That's why I said it. But not Dose, but Rex was calling it "Don't Be a Victim." Yeah. I think that was the first name.
Who were some of the early like non b-boy members? Probably.
Who were some of the what?
Like
early b-boys?
Yeah, like non b-boys.
Non b-boys?
Oh, like who? That's a good question.
Rock, Worm. So Worm wasn't a b-boy.
No, he was a graffiti writer.
He was a graffiti writer.
Yeah, so definitely him. Pez.
Pez is not a b-boy.
Pez was not a b-boy.
Obviously, Marlena's not a b-boy.
Nope, but she would come to our practices all the time.
She would before there was even public. She would be at the practices.
Damn, that's a good one. I never thought about that one.
That's it.
I was curious.
I just assumed everybody breakdances. Like,
I'm be honest, man. Like that's
Joe Brock doesn't breakdance.
They got the history.
I bet he could though. If he
out of everybody in the crew, these two have been like the OG that I've kind of always picking their brains. I never run out of questions. So.
Oh, nice, bro.
Yeah, it's a little ball of information sometimes, man. It's weird.
What are some of the challenges? Explore the challenges in the group's identity, music production, and the challenges faced in staying relevant in the evolving hip hop culture.
Oh, wow. So you know something I always run into? Everyone thinks I rap. Like I don't rap.
I thought that too, and I didn't. I never would get. Rap, yeah, exactly.
A lot of people think I rap, so I get asked that. I was even getting asked that last night. Like, or do you rap? Like, I rap presents. Yeah. I rap brisket, boy. I rap up conversations.
Yeah.
So that I think that's like a big what's the word?
Misconception.
Misconception, is that a word?
Mm-hmm.
Misconstrued.
Missy Elliott.
Let you work it.
That's why we were friends all these years, because he gets what I'm saying.
I get you, baby.
All y'all confused, but he understands.
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Already.
All right.
But I think that's something that like people always think like I'm a rapper. I don't rap, man. But what's hard for us, I think, to stay relevant is because we are getting older. Like I just turned 25 last week. No. So like now we're entering our 40s. We've been doing this since our early 20s and late teens. So now it's like staying relevant with kids who were like in diapers. Like we started doing this when they were in diapers or not even born yet in some cases. So I think that's the biggest challenge, is trying to stay relevant in their eyes. Like, be honest, like it's not like an end goal of mine. Like I gotta have the acceptance of this 19-year. Like I could care less because
Yeah.
we're gonna keep doing this anyways. But like,
Right. Do you find yourself like, I guess, like asking them or for like, hey, what do you think about this? You know what I mean?
No.
Hell no.
no, we have like several conversations amongst ourselves. So that was like the for Public Zoo. Like we wanted to do shows for us.
Yeah.
Like that's why Honeybee Hams, the original Honeybee Hams, it was a little bigger than this room that we're in. So if like 20 of us were there, it seemed like a packed house, right? So we were doing shows originally just for us and our friends.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Like it was literally a way for us to hang out and kick it in a place where it was more open and available to where
and just
we could
share our talents with each other and just vibe out and do whatever. So it was never for us. It was never about like how many people can we like. I think it like towards certain parts it did get that way sometimes, but that was always our end goal in the beginning, and it's what we're trying to do now. Like shows for ourselves. It's a little hard to explain, I guess, because
it's like we want to share with everybody what we have to offer, but at the same time we want to stay kind of true to ourselves and what we've originally been doing all these years. And I think that's where it kind of gets hard for us to play into what everybody wants now in comparison to what we naturally
when
do.
we first started this to now, there's never, as far as I know, in Corpus, there's never been a crew like us. And I'm not trying to like, big Debo anybody, but like this is honestly like a pretty well organized super crew of like all four funky elements all in one. And outside of that, a lot of us, they're artists and they're poets and they're business owners and runners. And as far as I know, there's never been another crew like us for like 20 plus years, and still even today, I don't know if there is or not, because I don't live in Corpus, so I don't know if there is or not. But as far as I know,
no. Because
did you think it would get to that point? To the point you're at now?
Like 20 years that we would still be doing this 20 years later? I know.
This was literally just for us. It was friends. It's
I remember
family.
when I turned 26, I remember saying this when I turned 26, I was like, damn, I'm 26 and I still break dead. Damn, I'm getting old.
I've said that so many times. I'm like, dude, I'm 35.
Now I'm in my 40s and I'm like, yeah, I'm still.
Do you ever have that voice like, oh, maybe you should stop? Like, cause you know what I mean?
I've had some injuries lately, and I've had to fight through some adversity, and that thought has popped in my head. But I mean, over the years, the times it has, I mean, Indy said one of his biggest regrets is quitting, and I've heard that story more times than I can count. And so for me, it comes and goes really quickly. But yeah, like I know that I'll regret it if I do, and as long as I can do it on some kind of level, whether it's teaching or just having fun with it, like I'm winning, So
how did you break the acceptance freeze, and how was your inclusion?
Man, I've known these guys for 15 years, and man, that's kind of
It took him 15 years before we said okay.
Yeah, kind of.
Wow.
Well, not literally.
Well,
okay.
Before we get to that about how you were in there, give him the little breakdown of how we used to actually recruit people, or even how we would get them in.
Yeah. So how did y'all recruit people? What was the
when we
recruiting
had
process?
shows or anybody who wanted to open or do anything like that? I'll let you explain it, because y'all were doing that at the Bahamas directly. So.
Yep. So I always call it the peak popularity years for Public Zoo, like in the 2005-ish era or 2008 era. It used to be like Chris Tucker, Dirty Rex. Used to like literally hold auditions at our house because like so many people wanted to do events with us. So and then it kind of got out of hand where like the people were just joining Public Zoo like crazy. Like it was like 30 plus people in Public Zoo. And so I moved away from Corpus in 2006, and I would be like coming home to visit, and I would like, people would introduce themselves to me like, yeah, I'm such and such in Public Zoo. I'm like, cool, man. And like, never met you in my life. Like, and I've been in Public Zoo since day one. And so it got really out of hand. And we had like, I don't want to say hang-arounds, but there was a lot of people that would just be constantly like just around, which was cool. I'm not saying like you're not fucking cool. Or, excuse me, I don't mean to cuss. Yeah,
you're good.
Actually, I did mean to cuss.
All good, bro.
No, but it, like, I'm not trying to say like we're too cool, you can't hang around us, but it just got out of hand. It really got out of hand. And that's when we had to like start, tightening things up. And we had like, well, now if you wanted to join Public Zoo, you really do got to be hanging around this for a long time. And then like somebody in public zoo, like someone who's been in public zoo,
Wow.
has to like vouch for you and or advocate for you.
That's cool.
And then we put you on like a 90-day probation period. And then like,
Mine was like 100
Yeah.
bucks.
yeah.
After 15 years, just
And
that fine.
you got to be active too. Like, you
But
definitely have to be
I was advocating a lot for Isaac. And it's like everyone knew who he was, but honestly, it took a lot of convincing on my end because we've been a core, like the core group of Public Zoo has been together like for years. It's like, oh man, I know it's just kind of wild. Like we've had so many highs, like literally highs and like spiritual highs and like the lows of the lows. Like we've lost friends and one of our DJ Devious passed away and like that really put us in a weird place for a long time. So like I was advocating for Isaac for a long time to join, but like it was nothing personal. It's just like we don't really want it, and that's kind of where we're at.
I mean, we were all still kind of in a place where we didn't even know what was going on for a little bit. Like there was a point in time where we were kind of scatterbrained, all of us. Nobody knew what we were doing. Nobody knew what was going on. It's like we fell off the map for a little bit, and people were wondering where we were actually at.
Even
I mean, we weren't
years,
even.
I was hanging out with them. Anytime John was in town, we'd kick it. Indy's like really good friends with my cousin too, so I was hanging out with him when I could. And then our other homie Dose who lives in Hawaii. Anytime he was in town, we were all kicking it too. So I always stayed on good terms. To be honest, I actually reached out to them, kind of bringing it back to you. Like I reached out because I saw they were getting active again, and I don't think I've told them this, but but like it's nothing crazy.
you spill the tea, kind of.
But like I wouldn't have asked. I think I asked at the right time because at the time I did, I had already been putting in work. So like it was almost like if they would have said no, I would have been good. Like I still have a building. Like
No, yeah. Shout out Isaac.
Yeah.
He stood his ground. He stayed around. He like he's saying, he didn't have to. If we had told him no, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
He would have been continuing doing what he was doing.
Right, right.
And like I've told him, like I love what he's doing still because I think I was trying to explain it to you about. We get old with this and we think about what we're going to do moving forward or whatever. But like I had told you, like we have opportunity to possibly help other people who want to step up into something similar to public zoo, not public. It doesn't have to be public zoo, but I mean, he has the opportunity to teach kids breakdancing.
Right.
So he still has that opportunity of being involved in the hip hop community without having to hurt himself or breakdance or prove what he's doing. That's why I was saying, like, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So what he's doing, what he can do after he's done breakdancing or doing that is still contributed to the hip hop community by teaching breakdancing, letting them know the evolution of breakdancing and stuff like that, or even the history of hip hop and Corpus. And
How has your teaching experience influenced your approach to dance and community outreach?
I think for me, like teaching it's always been, even though I enjoy it now and I'm passionate about it now, probably more than ever, but it's always just been what you do. When you're in b-boying long enough, you give back, and it could just be, hey, helping some kid with a 6-step, but like that's part of breaking culture is each one teach one.
Right.
And I think we haven't really talked about hip hop too much, but out of all the elements of hip hop, like breaking is the one that is like closest to the roots, like and so those traditions and shit like that, like we hold those, like I would say, I'll say it, anybody wants to get mad, like more than the other elements. We hold to those traditions more so than the other elements, each one teach one, peace, love, unity, having fun, all that stuff. But yeah, man, like when I asked, I'm gonna toot my own horn a little bit, but one of my goals, I was solo for a minute. Like I had a crew here, Shots Spills at Rodden. I left on good terms and stuff, but I left them, and for like 5 years, I was just traveling solo. And I had been doing this 15 years. I've been traveling for 15 years doing this.
Wow.
And it's hard to get picked up by a Texas crew, like especially a good one. Like we've all said how competitive it's still like that. And I got picked up by this crew, Los Lobos. Shout out to the homies from Houston and OKC, Dallas. But I had been battling these dudes for a couple of years, and then they reached out. And right before the zoo started getting active, I went to B-Boy City, which these guys have both battled at, biggest crew on crew event in Texas. And we battled, like, we made it to the semifinals. We battled a crew from the Netherlands.
Wow.
You know, came up and we almost took it. You know, it was a close battle, but I battled with them and then they put me down and that was like, check that box. So when I reached out, I was kind of on a high of like confidence, you know, like, hey man, y'all can say no, but man, I feel like I also did have stuff to offer too, because I didn't see any current B-boys at the time. And I was like, well, they can say no, but I feel like, you know, I got something to offer now that I didn't have 15 years ago, other than just being one of the homies, you know?
Wow. So that goes with what you're saying. Like you have to be active.
Yeah.
In order to.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us are not as active as we were, but it's a family. Like, it's not like we're going to be like, we've been together for so long. He's not breakdancing, but I'm not going to be like, oh, you're not breakdancing. Like,
Bro,
right.
Bro, we're legally married, dog.
yeah, basically.
Common law for sure.
But no, everybody was active, and everybody who stayed active and did everything. I mean, it just carried on, and I was really glad that Isaac joined because, like I said, he was active. He was doing stuff. He was traveling. He was breakdancing. He was battling. I mean, that was one of the things that I think me and John had put up forward about him, was that he's the only one right now who's breakdancing. He's the only one who's traveling. He's the only one who's going out and making a name for himself right now. I'm not going anywhere right now. I'm not doing nothing. So it was like, dude, he's the perfect piece to this puzzle. Like, and in all honesty, I mean, I feel like he brought a little bit of light back to us because we were, like I said, we were still at a point of I'll be honest with everybody. I think we were all at a point of where we were like, shit, what are we going to do? We've even said it. Like,
I was going to say, like, do you feel like you're going to be Zoo like all like
forever, all day, every day? I'll never quit it. I mean, since day one. I mean, but
he said,
that's why I'm
blood out, cool.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like, this is something that I'm going to be doing forever. I don't know why. I love it. That's probably why, but I have no point or intention of stopping anytime soon. And
I mean, we've done tons of events too over the years. I mean, the Gulf War battle raps, the Gulf War events, the Laces Out sneaker events, and then last night, you know, we just did that $1,000 rap battle event.
Yeah.
And we got some other stuff coming next year. I don't know if we're going to talk about it yet. I guess we can talk about it. We have a graffiti.
Give a little bit of.
I think there's a talks of a graffiti event coming up.
Okay, so you guys have graffiti artists, obviously. Also.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we still have every element of hip hop on board. Still, we have DJ Technique is still doing his thing in San Antonio, and we have Clements also in Austin. There's
Producers.
also Evolve and Mike Nice. Mike Nice, rest in peace. Mike Melt is down in the valley as well. Evolve is in the valley. We've got our graffiti artists. One's in Hawaii, those two. We have Waker in Austin. I mean, we have people spread out all over the place, but a lot of them, we've all kind of like slowed down. But I think right now we're about to pick back up, and it's going to be something that's going to be.
For me, it kind of feels like y'all two, or like the zoo is kind of getting back to grassroots.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I'm of the mindset, like, it doesn't always have to be a big event to make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes like at my class, I have like 6 students. I'll put up like $10 and some like little dollar store trophies, and the kids will go hard.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of concept. But it's really just getting them used to battling and the culture. And I think we're kind of doing that. And you know, like, or that's what it feels like for me being.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. I think right now we're gonna start getting back to doing what we naturally do. I think especially since we've been talking about everything lately as well. Mm-hmm. I think we're gonna start feeling a little more homely, and we're gonna start producing some events that people are gonna be like, oh shit, like okay, like. Hey.
So what are some of the ways that you're gonna get that out and get the word out? Do you think social media plays an important role as far as getting that out there? Do you still do word of mouth? Like,
yeah, we still do word of mouth. Obviously Joey B, he still does his art walks at QBR, and a lot of that partakes in there. Like, he has MCs and out there, people performing and stuff like that. So we always have a little reach on where people are at, especially with the youngsters right now. There's youngsters that are out there rapping right now, and they've actually introduced themselves to Joe Brock. I've met some of them as well, and really good kids that have talent. And I think their little following is starting to get active as well now that things are starting to come back out and stuff like that.
I think that's the move too, is like providing them a spot or an avenue to do that. Even with like the MC or the rap culture, like, you know, giving them a spot. Hey, every first of the month we're gonna have a battle. Some of these kids need some experience.
I was gonna ask, what efforts are you making to keep the culture alive and engage with younger generations?
Just keep doing these events like we used to. So when we used to do these events, they were all the time because we were much younger and we had way less responsibilities.
Yeah.
And we were also super reckless too.
Yeah, so there was like at least 2 shows every month. Like definitely.
We used to do a lot of things. Yeah. But now, you know, now we have kids we got kids in high school and you know, we got real life responsibilities that we weren't carrying in our late teens, early 20s. But the way that we intend on staying relevant and connecting with the next generation of Corpus Christi hip hop is by providing these quality events. And we do our best to be well organized and fair. But I don't want people to like get the wrong idea that we only cater to ourselves. But we do cater to ourselves. Like, we're gonna do events that we like, that we feel are hip hop to us, because hip hop is such a broad thing. Like, like let's say hip hop to you may not be hip hop to me, and vice versa, right? But we're gonna continue to like put ourselves out there first, and like, and then we're gonna work with everyone else. But we do want to give everyone the opportunity, like with these rap battles. Anybody could have signed up,
right?
Whether they do or not. I think that concept of 1 versus 1 rap battling is kind of like a foreign idea to some people. Like, constantly trying to explain it, and then like, just go watch the movie 8 Mile. And and some people get it, and some people don't get it. But yeah, that's how I think we're moving forward. We're just more organized, more professional, quality events.
Yeah, and I think what he means by when he says like we're doing it for us is like, we're gonna play the music we want to play, that we like to hear, that is the hip hop we listen to. We're gonna let our DJ play what he wants to play. We're gonna let our rappers rap what they want to rap. Like, I think that's what we mean by when we say like.
I don't want to be like we're like gatekeeping. We're not.
Well, obviously, so there is that pushback. Oh, you should do it like this. You should do it like that. But you're like, no.
But see, well, then here's the thing. Yeah, exactly. It's if you want to do that, then you create something.
You do it.
You make it happen. Don't tell me what you want me to do, because I'm already doing it.
Even within the zoo too, they're like, like there's an, I don't know, like a freedom to be able to kind of go and do your thing. Like,
we're in no way holding anybody.
Joey's doing.
Oh, I got you. Like, you're specifically.
Like he goes and he does the art.
Exactly what
he does the art walk with a Desire, right?
Yeah,
Desire
that's Adrian.
Yeah, like, so they do that, and like he was saying, like, it's we're not holding you here. We're not gonna hold you here and say, hey, this is it. I don't want you doing no show. No, if he's going off and doing that, that's just more exposure. Like, it's good. Like Joe Brock with the QBR thing. Everybody's got their own
Joe
little
Brock
thing going on.
Like QBR and like that culture. I'm aware of that world, but I don't live there. I'm a purist, like, to the core when it comes 4 elements of hip. That's my hip hop. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna knock somebody else's version of it, you know, just because it's
at the same time, bro, you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
So last year we did $1,000 rap battle, and that wasn't the first time we done it. It was just the first time we've done it in a while. And then there was all these rumors that we rigged it.
Oh, wow.
And then last night during the battle, there was like people. So my wife was sitting in the crowd, and she was telling me that she could like overhear people like, "Oh, this is rigged. This is rigged." Like,
we didn't do a very good job because I didn't win.
Like, exactly, we would have rigged it.
Shout out to Young Burner on Facebook. Thanks a lot for joining.
I don't think we've ever won.
So they think y'all rigged it.
You can't please everyone. So just to piggyback off what they're saying, if y'all really believe we're rigging it, which we're not, you are more than welcome to like have your own MC battle, and we'll do our best to show up and spread rumors that you're rigging yours too, or you know what I mean? Like,
man, the people saying that don't know hip hop, man. I've been telling them this, like, I don't know how many battles I've gone to breaking, and there's like 3 members from the crew hosting it on they're judging, and then the crew, like, their members like either make it to the finals or win. That's hip hop, man. Like, if you don't like it, throw your own battle, like that. You know what I mean? It's part of the culture, and that's how you know. That's what I meant. Like, these kids, like, they don't understand battle culture, man. Like, B-boys, this is what we do, man. Like, I've been robbed, like, in battles I should have won because of politics.
Wow.
yeah, man, like it's
happens,
part of it.
man.
Like those are the stories that we talk about years ago, and I don't think that these younger generation really understand that. Like, hey,
Yeah.
man, it's okay. Like, it's not that big of a deal, dog. Like,
Yeah, it's okay to lose. Basically,
yeah,
like
man,
you can lose.
Yeah.
you can be mad at the people throwing the event. Like, I've been there, done that, but at the end of the day, it's really not that big of a deal, man. It's just another hip hop check mark, you know.
Yeah. What's the importance of lineage in hip hop culture, and how do you pass the knowledge and passion on?
I'll tell you what, I'm not a very lineage wise. Like I look, I love hip hop and I love music, but there is a lot of stuff that I don't know. I think it's a melting pot of just knowledge, just from wherever you can grab it from. And I saw that up there. Who had that? Yes, R.I.P. Merc, Case Move, Gunplay Music. Yes, Merc, right there, one of the greatest graffiti artists in Corpus, Texas. Yeah,
Was that what are you saying? Oh,
Merc Rock.
Young
He was,
brother?
yeah,
Okay.
I remember when he was in Hellraiser's crew. He's the homie. He was a rapper as well. Awesome ass fucking rapper as well. Him and Case Move.
I knew him back in high school.
Yeah, he's chopped the one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Chicano freestyle.
Yeah, when I met him, that's how he introduced himself to
Yeah,
me.
and he was one of the pillars of graffiti in the hip hop community.
Yeah.
One of the homies too. Him and Ink, and they used to do artwork with me and Astro. And
Shouts to Stro,
yeah,
Dallas,
shout
you
out to
remember?
Astro.
Yeah, when I
He's a
met
b-boy,
Merc, it was a long time ago in front of Little Anthony's house.
Yep, on Botham.
Yep, and I was just standing out there, and he was walking by, and we started talking, and he gave me this black book. So a black book is like,
yeah.
okay, so you know what that is. So he gave it to me, and he was like, yeah, just take this with you. And I was like, yo, but you get like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
So, like, we just met, and he's like giving me this book. He's like, drawing it and whatever, and have your people drawing it and give it back to me next time I see you. And I had that book in my possession for like a few weeks until I saw him again.
Yeah.
So that was my earliest memory of Merc.
Yeah, I used to substitute teach at Moody High School. I still got a book out there. Whoever's got it, give it back.
That's how it goes. When somebody gets it and you're like, "Where did my book go?" I don't know, man. I'm like, "You had it, goddamn."
Yeah, but that's how Merc was, man. Merc was cool with everybody, and I think that's why so many people loved him.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Right on. That's good, man. I appreciate you guys coming on the show. So, journey, evolution, future prospects. So,
As of right now, we're not gonna do any kind of initiating anybody anytime soon into public zoo. I think what we got going on right now is I don't know if it's safe to say this. We're in a not a building phase, but we're in a phase right now where we're really trying to solidify what we're gonna be doing from now on. And I think we're gonna focus mainly on making these events as wholeheartedly rooted to its original forms than anything other than that. We're
I
not
think just
trying to
focusing on pushing the brand name, because there's two sides of the public zoo, right? There's that one side that's us and like the core members and the core memories and all the things, the good times and the bad times that we all share together, like the lightning in the bottle,
right.
And then there's the other side of public zoo that's just the brand, like the surface level. And so I think we're going to focus on pushing the brand, and kind of just building up who we I don't want to say who we used to be, because we're not the same people anymore, but just like my end goal, or I think all of our end goal, is like when people bring up Corpus Christi hip hop, like they should always associate that with public zoo.
Oh, nice.
And again, I'm not gatekeeping at all. Like anyone out there listening or wants to do, they can do whatever.
Yeah,
they want.
anybody can do this if you apply yourself.
Of course, yes.
but-
And I really think that there's some youngsters that should be trying to do this and keeping something alive. But I think that's where the problem lies as well. Is it's hard to keep these kids interested in something. So.
You asked, like a question about like how to keep it going. And when I was at an event, like one of the promoters, Romeo from B-Boy City, he said, if you want to keep the scene going in your city, you start with the kids.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how you do that with like rapping and stuff like that, but from a breaking perspective, that's why we've always been so, like teach the kids. Even if you only know one move, teach somebody that move, and then they'll go teach their homie. That's kind of how I plan on doing it. As far as that goes, as far as the zoo goes, I'm just kind of along for the ride, man. I hope we do get to the point that we're recruiting like other talent and stuff like that. we met the other day, and I was like, man, I got my eyes on some homies. I'd love to see them in a zoo shirt, you
Nice.
know.
And that time will come.
Yeah, and I'm
That time will come.
My voice.
Right on.
Yeah, play my
What's
part,
going
you know?
on? Who's that? Kelso on
Oh,
Facebook.
it's JR.
JR.
What's up? Marcelo
Hey, man,
on
that fried rice
YouTube. What's
last
going
night
on? He
was
says
good.
two-sided face. Whatever that means.
I don't know.
mean,
But yeah, JR is the homie. He was there last night with the food truck, his Sweet Bay Easy Eats. Gonna give him a shout.
Oh
out.
yeah, shout out Sweet Bay Easy Eats. Shout out G Flow on Facebook. The lead by example, especially for all the kiddos.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So I think we just keep producing quality events. The next generation will be hopefully inspired to do what we've done and maybe do it better than us. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's like goes down to like, oh, did you hear about that show? Did you see that show or whatever?
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, check it out now. You have to like
Yeah.
show it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's because I was at work last night and then I was like, damn, I wonder how the battle's going or whatever. And I was trying to find like video, like is somebody doing it live so I can actually see it. You know what I mean?
Freak did it live. I think he had
Yeah.
a live
Okay.
stream on there
Yeah,
for
the whole
block
setup
leaders.
there,
I think he did.
Oh, nice.
Or was it Riding High podcast?
No, I think it was block leaders. I think he
Okay.
did it by himself.
Ah,
Block
I didn't
leaders.
really know the difference between the two. I thought they were together, the block leaders and
Yeah. everybody's
So
got that.
yeah, Right High Podcast is its own entity
Yeah.
by DJ Lil King,
Yeah.
and then
Block leaders
is that the one I
Block
was asking
Leaders is
about?
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his name.
No.
Oh.
That's I can't. I still. Can't
You've had him
remember.
on. The dude in the fedora. He was like short, huh?
Creon Martin. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen him on here,
Daddy
like,
Cree, right?
talking about some real shit. I want
Are you
to
saying
meet him one of
Daddy?
these days.
Daddy Cree.
man, I ain't calling no other.
I ain't calling
Daddy.
him. You missed even that.
Daddy
But,
Cree.
Nah, I've seen him on. I don't think it was Riding High or maybe it was here, but he was speaking on some real hip hop shit.
Yeah, he was saying like that it's not our generation no more. Like as
Yeah.
far as
It's not.
Yeah.
It's. I'll be honest. I have not seen any youth, even in the city or any around city service and area. I think there's one kid. I think is his name Merc 361 or there's a kid out here that spits really nice.
Yeah.
And he's really good. And he's
That
got
sounds really
good good cadence, got good breathing, technique,
Wow.
the whole night. That's what I look at when I look at somebody rapping or something like that. I want to see what they're doing, how they're
the technique.
their techniques and stuff. It's if you're just standing on the stage and you're just doing this right here and that's all you're doing, it's not very entertaining,
Right.
So,
Stage presence, all
stage
that
presence
stuff.
and all that. You want to see somebody moving. So I have not seen that in the city. I know I saw that kid. I think is that who it is, Joe? Merc 361? Okay. And like he's got a good flow, good cadence, good breathing ability, but I have not seen anybody else really in the city at a young age or a younger age doing stuff like that. And I think that's what I would like to see. Because I mean, I've never seen that kid, but a lot of people know that kid. He's got a lot of followers, I've heard, and everything like that. So I was like, damn, I've never really seen him. But that's just the thing too, is that where are all these people? If y'all are out there somewhere, where's the camera? If y'all are out there and you have a talent and are really good at something, please continue to do it. Push forward. Don't stop doing
And don't
what
be
you're
afraid
doing.
to audition for America's Got Talent.
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there as well. It's like shit, like because there's people out there who really do have talent, but it could literally be their parent or sibling that's like, "Oh, you fucking suck. Don't do that. Don't. Why are you trying to do that?
That
That's
was
so
me, man.
stupid."
My family's
Da-da-da-da.
like, "Why are you
But
still
you really
doing that
got a
shit?"
talent. You know what I'm saying? But they're just they don't want to see you doing that, and people get discouraged really quick when the whole thing is just keep fucking doing what you want to do.
Right.
There should be no setback or boundaries for yourself if you really enjoy or love doing what you're doing.
Man,
So
you
if
gotta
there's
be
any
ready.
rappers out there that are really good, start showing up to these events, start doing something and getting your voice.
Shout out Matt, Noah, and Elvalgo on Facebook. Thanks a lot, you guys, for joining the chat.
Me and Noah got the same last name. We must be cousins.
So Lisa, nice. Yeah, I was gonna ask because you're talking about like I'm thinking music wise, like because now it's about streaming, right?
Yeah.
You got to push your single out or whatever. It's not CDs no more. Like, how do you?
I bought a CD last night.
Oh, you did? Where?
Yes. Shout out Mac Games, man. Shout out Co Collective.
Co-Collective.
He showed up with CDs and I was like, I'm gonna buy one of those motherfuckers, man. Give me a
You
CD,
got a
bro.
CD player in your car?
Dude,
No, I didn't look. That's what I said. I said that immediately after I bought it. I was like, I don't even got a fucking CD player, but just the fact that he had CDs and he was willing to merch it like that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking what's up.
That's
bro.
dope.
Fucking, I'll find a CD player somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll throw it in a DVD player.
Yeah, my truck's old enough. It's got a CD player.
Yeah, so-
My daughter, dude, she's 9. The Honda that we have still has a CD player. She's like, "What is that?" So we got her, dude. Every time we go for a ride, she takes her CD with her.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, CDs are coming back. I was thinking that too.
Hey, man.
It's a vintage wave.
Hey.
Yeah, we got Levi, my 6-year-old, a CD player with little like Walkman.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that skips if you try to put it in your
Oh,
pocket.
yeah. Oh, man. I was in that era. We were in that
I
era.
heard the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 was
Dude.
coming out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mom let me put him on Wu-Tang, dude.
Yep. Heck yeah, man.
I have to like tell him to skip certain tracks.
Well, my son is heavy into Doom.
Really?
He loves Doom. He loves MF Doom.
Dude.
He doesn't fuck with me though. My son don't fuck with me on my lyrics and stuff.
Do you got stuff on?
No, I don't really put out music like that. I just kind of rap, man. I mean, I've done it before. I put out CDs with Wasted
Indy's
Talent
the
and
MC,
other
man.
stuff. Yeah, I just
You're
kind
one of
of
the-
like
you're one of the
they're
few-
critiquing, like, he's all right.
kind of. I just do my thing, man. I don't know. I've never really pursued it like that. I've always just liked to rap.
Would you say he's an MC? Like,
He's the MC,
Yeah.
not a rapper. Or I mean, he could wear both hats, but I consider it like Indy an MC.
what's the difference between an MC and a rapper?
Let's
I'm
go,
a
Indy.
master of
This is you
ceremonies.
right
I'm
here.
able to control the crowd. I'm able to.
What does KRS want to say?
I'll get you involved in the
Rappers
show.
spit
you know
stuff
what
that's
I mean?
mostly legal.
I try to incorporate
Damn,
people into it, you know?
Instead of just being
Like when I
entertaining.
want you, yeah. When I'm rapping,
Shouts to KRS.
I'm watching
One.
you too. So if you're looking at me from the floor of the stage, I'm looking at you too. So you're gonna feel like you're there right there.
Wow.
I'm not gonna go
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
everywhere else.
Indy
I'm
would
right
say-
here on you.
It's like that's a basic element of hip hop too.
Yeah,
right?
I want you to be
There is
entertained.
an Outspoken Kills CD out there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's an old
I gotta
one
get that
somewhere.
one.
Jared has
Man,
it.
I have I have an indie mixtape still.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm telling you, man. I put out a couple of little things back in the day, but as far as like trying to do fully produced music, I made my own. I recorded my own stuff one time when I was really fucking heavy into it, and I think that's probably my best work. But that was even from 2005 or 2006, like. But ultimately, though, I will never. I don't think I'll ever diminish out here. I think I keep enough entertainment and topics that I talk about when I'm rapping that you're forced to listen. I mean,
Yo,
really.
kind of a little bit off topic, but can I tell a story? It's pretty funny.
Go for it.
I just dropped that KRS One quote. It kind of made me think of this. So at work, for what I do, I have to interview like new hires and stuff like that. I do the onboarding stuff for our company, and we had this kid come in one time. It was probably like early this year, and he comes in. He's like, I could tell he's kind of like urban. He's got kind of that like a little swagged about him, you know. I'm like, hey man, like, you know, what's your story? Where you from? He's like, I just got back from Cali. It's like, cool, man. What you doing out there? And he's like, I'm doing music. I was like, that's cool, man. Like, what kind of music? And he's like trying to be like fake humble about it, you know? He's like, you know, I was like, yeah, just like that. Just like that. Like,
Ain't nothing too crazy.
yeah, you know, too crazy. I was out in Cali doing music. You know, I got flown out there by a producer, and he's flexing. And I have like, I don't wear, you know, I wear a different shirt. Y'all seen it? It fits, but
Hey, you dress like Wednesday.
I just like Wednesday Adams. That's what I was waiting for. I gave him the layup on the burn, but yeah, I'm in my Wednesday Adams attire, interviewing this kid, and I was like, "Hey man, so you're a rapper, huh?" He's like, "Yeah." I go, I was like, "Just, do you mind if I ask a question on that?" He's like, "What's up?" I was like, "Yo, what's the 4 elements of hip hop?" Just curiosity. And like the funny part is he tried to get like deep about it. He's like, you know, man, that's a pretty broad question. And I was like,
not really.
not really. He's like, no, you know, like you got to think of it like, and I'm like, whoa, you don't have to think of it like anything. Just give me the four elements,
bro.
And he's like, well, no, because you know it's creativity and it's this. I was like, I'll tell you what, man. I was like, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but
You're fucking fired.
right? I go, just Google it real quick. And he's like, is it breakdancing, MCing, graffiti, and DJing? I was like, yeah, man. And he's like, I was like, you're good, bro. Just
Yeah,
put your phone
you're
away.
good,
And I
man.
continued the
You're good,
interview
man.
like
Wow,
nothing
good, bro.
happened. And
You're all right, bro.
I ended up hiring him, but I told him after. It was funny because I had just seen a dude right before that quote Saul Williams, and they say, and I'm not gonna pretend like I know anything about rapping or MCing, but the poet that I watched quoted Saul Williams, and he said, they should have never gave the MC the cordless mic. They should have never gave the MC the cordless mic because he strayed too far from the source.
No,
You know, and for me,
Saul Williams.
some rappers
is
gonna be
wicked.
mad, but like I see that with like rap culture, like straying so far from hip hop, and so it related. And here we are. We have this young kid who's a rapper, doesn't know the history. That's just me being a purist, kind of.
Well, no,
being an OG hater, if you would, but
No, that's real.
So how do you feel about like some artists or whatever, like making it commercialized? I mean,
man,
it
they do
is
that with breaking too. I will say now I try not to be that old guy, like the old, salty, like
That's how I feel.
hip hop head. But at the same time, like I make it clear, like this is my lane of hip hop. This is what I'm into. And if you're doing it to make money or whatever reason, like that's on you, man. Like a lot of kids are getting into it for money. If you want my opinion on it, I think your reasons are what creates your longevity. You know what I mean? If you're doing it for money and you don't blow up in the first couple years, then you're probably not going to be around very long. You know what I mean? And I've seen that. Like we've seen that. I'm not going to name drop, but we've seen that just being around the rap culture because of Public Zoo. Like there's cats that when I was doing my probation at the beginning of the year aren't making moves anymore because they didn't have the success. And I feel like it comes one from your reasons why you're doing it, and two, like your foundation. I was talking to a musician. He does a lot of local gigs, and yeah, I know you can relate to this, but man, he gave me a dope quote. He said, because we were talking about how in breaking you have to have a foundation. You have to have your footwork, your baby freeze, your foundation before you can start doing power moves. You got to have foundation, right? And he gave me this quote. He said, he's like, before you can come in and start decorating the house, like you got to have something to decorate on.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. He said, you got to have your walls, you got to have your base. Like I was like, damn, that's cold, dude. I'm gonna steal that. But that's how it is. Like a lot of these kids don't have a foundation, and their reasons aren't there.
Or even just somebody who's doing it. Like that's the other thing too, is like, I mean, there could be kids out there that are actually into this and they don't have any kind of outlet because they don't have another friend that's doing it. Like I think that plays a part on some of the stuff with some of these younger kids too, is like, or they're in it's that era of life right now where if you're doing something that's even remotely different from somebody, it's like, oh, that's weird. Like, don't do that.
Or if you don't get success right away, man,
like they get really discouraged, and everybody
is built
kids like that are,
dude. Like if you're not
put it right here, buddy. Like, no, you can't just get
media, social media has an effect
man.
on
Like
that?
especially like the Instagrams and the Facebooks, the instant gratification has like it's infiltrated. Like they're if they don't get the residuals that they want at that time, and if you're really about hip hop or you're really about any kind of culture, like I know I come from a BMX background, and we would spend hours to learn one trick. So when I got into breaking, I spent 5 years trying to work on one combo. You know what I mean? Like it's not uncommon to our world about, for dedicating that kind of time. And I think with anything, the ones that want to do it, you'll see them in a few years, and the ones that don't. But I think it's easier for us. The older I get, it's easier to spot the ones that will likely not be around. I don't know if y'all see the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen people come and go over the years. Absolutely, like big time, man.
You don't want to be that dude, but like when they're talking, you can kind of see it. That it's almost like they're faking the funk. You're like, you want to be. I've gone to being nicer about it. Like, yo, man, that's cool, man.
I think one thing that the internet and social media ruined was art. I think
House-o.
I think that House-o.
Yeah.
I think it's the my prime example right now, I think would probably be like the bikini clad girls doing graffiti murals and stuff like that.
That's been around for a while though.
I know, but it's like somebody who went to art school for it, like, in comparison to was naturally doing it. the guy who's naturally doing it is now getting the bad end of the stick because he was doing this for, just his regular old compassion for it. These people do it nowadays just to get likes and clicks on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's kind of become to where people are more focused on the other stuff that they think is, oh, look, she's got her titties hanging out, or this guy's over here, doing this. Like, oh, look at that. Nah, nah, nah. Where actual guys who just, or the other shit that pisses me off is when they do the whole projection screen shit. When they project onto the wall and then they just go and outline shit. It's like, bro, like, come on, grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, that to me, that's just shit. What's wrong? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If I know you and I said something and you don't like it, I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't like that shit. I think it takes away from people who actually have talent.
I think that
because for us, kids can go out there and train all fucking day.
Yeah, a few years behind y'all.
Well, you can always just swipe away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. That's why I said I don't get on the internet too much. Like I don't really post anything.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I feel like with y'all, y'all come from a generation where that stuff didn't exist.
Yeah, I really don't. I kind of was
the early.
Called you old to your face.
It's not too far behind, but one of the things that, like, for me, I feel like it's easy to get sucked up into that and get annoyed by like all the shit you're seeing. But I think for me, like, I'm okay if like when it comes to like me posting stuff on breaking, I don't give a shit if anybody outside, anybody who doesn't break or is not in the Texas breaking scene, if they don't like my posts on breaking, I could care less, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? The Texas b-boys and my crew, if they see it and they're like, yo, that's dope, then I won. You know what I mean? And anybody else, like, give two shits,
Yeah.
But
hey, the banana on the wall did sell for $6 million.
And
Jay on Facebook says banana on the wall sold for $6 million.
And he ate it too, I believe.
You know what? If I paid $6 million for a banana, I'm gonna eat it too.
I believe he ate it. I believe he ate it.
Thanks a lot, Joe, being in the chat. Appreciate you, man.
Joe Brock, Joe Beasy.
Well, thanks a lot, you guys, for coming on the show. So, how would you like to promote yourselves, or?
Hey, Almighty Public Zoo on Instagram. It's the best way to know what we're doing. Not like individually know what we're doing, but like as a group, what we're doing next. Yeah. So if y'all want to follow us on that, if you haven't already, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and it's Almighty is 2 words. It's not, because I was trying to search on some stuff and it came up Almighty. I was like,
yeah.
Almighty.
Oh, the Almighty.
Yeah.
So that way is like a religious thing, right? Like, and then there's Almighty, which is like a collective group of people that are overseeing or whatever.
Dope. Yeah. So on Instagram, basically on Instagram. That's good, you guys. You want to plug your personals? I mean, I know.
Yeah, I'm Outspoken Kills on all the platforms, or just look up Indiana Walking Stick and find my life story.
Just find me on the Public Zoo IG, and you can follow.
Also shout out Craft Crew Disc Golf.
Like he said, I don't have a cool nickname, so I can't be like, yo, go follow Outspoken. Like, I'm just Isaac. There's a million Isaac Sanchez. The one from Corpus, dude.
He's like Isaac.
I got a funny joke I want to say, man. But I feel
what is it?
Trigger people.
Go for it.
What's up, man?
He looks like he would be on the no-fly list, bro.
Damn. That's the first time right now.
You were doing good this whole time, dog. Damn.
I wonder why he's so quiet over there. He's waiting for that.
Yeah, he was waiting to use that. He had that one.
Well, first off, they got rid of that list.
He said they got rid of that.
They got rid of that list.
He
makes that joke. He comes in twice a year.
He's like, let me know when to pull.
Watch out for us. We got some stuff coming up. Thank you for having us out here today.
He looks like the type of dude that would like search me and be like, "Hey, dog, your luggage needs to be checked.
Checks luggage."
Yeah, he's got the.
He said we couldn't check.
He's
like, "Oh, we checking his luggage."
Damn, that's hard.
Trust me, it is a
20 people in line.
It's random search.
I'm not even next in line. What the fuck?
They just pull him out. Hey, sir, you. I'm back over here, sir. Right now.
We got a question from G Flow. What do y'all think about South Park Mexican and the charge he was going to get?
What'd he do?
Wow, okay. I remember that. That's fucking old right there. We're still doing that. Okay, yeah. Okay. Shit. I'll tell you what. I'll just speak of it on this, G Flow. I don't know if he did it. If he did it, he did it. he's locked up. If he didn't do it, then they owe him some money. But I don't know. If I haven't seen the video, so if there's no video, I don't know. But as far as that goes, I don't even listen to South Park Mexican.
Man, I'm more of a Chingo
just,
Bling kind of guy myself.
Yeah, I like a Chingo Bling.
Shout out
Chingo Bling.
Shout out Chingo Bling.
Bling.
If you see this, follow me.
Yeah. Ramon Esparza just waking up and y'all already at it.
It's a Mexican question.
The Mexican question.
Hey, shout out, Freak, man.
Yeah.
He got sent home. He got sent home by me, but he took me home. I appreciate that ride, brother. He's gonna be like,
I thought you said you weren't pissing anybody off today.
Who won the
So that
battle?
ended
Who
at
won the
midnight.
battle last night?
Trip.
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 Yeah.
Cool.
Good dude. One of our homies too. He's
He was
fucking
cold, man. I
he's
like his
cold,
flow.
man. He's a really good dude. He was behind the scenes in a lot of the stuff back in the day when we were doing battles and stuff. He was in some of the Gulf Wars. He was making some of the music. He would just come to some of the freestyle sessions and stuff and hang out and whatever. Don't do that. Damn. Sorry, Freak. I'm disappointed with Freak. Oh, damn. Oh, no, but yeah, Trip, awesome dude. Congratulations, Trip. I hate you, but I love you at the same time. It's all good. Man, he did really good last night, man.
Yeah,
He did
it
really
was
fucking good.
entertaining.
Yeah.
So the battle wasn't rigged.
No.
I hate when people say that though. I've been places where I'm rapping, and I don't even think I rapped very great last night. I did all right. I've been places where I'm fucking rapping really fucking good, and people will just be like, "Oh, he wrote that. Oh, that's written. Oh, he did. No, he already came with that." Like, dog, like, don't be mad because I'm good at my craft.
It's because it's easy to do that.
Yeah, don't be
It's
mad at
easy to
my
do
craft. I've been doing this shit for over 20 years. I've been doing this since I was 14. Like, and this shit's just natural to me. So I may not say the best shit nowadays, but I'm still capable of using this thing up here to
Right.
my best of my ability, and it's not going to end anytime soon. So y'all just be mad if y'all don't
Right
like
on.
me.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. We got to wrap
Thanks
it
for
up, you
having us,
guys.
man. No shit,
Isaac,
bro.
John, Indiana Walking Stick.
there.
Crazy name,
real
bro.
quick, let me finish this up real quick. Just so y'all know, because everybody's always wondering, Indiana Walking Stick. My mom was in love with Harrison Ford when he came out as Han Solo in Star Wars in '77. She was pregnant with me. Rest in peace, my mom. In '81, and that's when Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark came out. So that's how I got Indiana.
Why Indiana?
Man, what a way to close.
That's
Wow.
Conversation started about.
Stay tuned for some more episodes, you guys. My Almighty Public Sue, thanks for joining. Yeah, we got some more episodes coming on. Stay tuned. Thanks a lot, you guys. Have a good one.
Skeet.